Hello world and welcome to another video. Today I'm not opening packages, I'm not putting makeup on
because I've already done it.
I decided that I wanted to do a time capsule, almost like a love letter to my future self. I've got some notes on my phone that I am going to be referring to. The first thing that I've written on here is 2020 has become its own journey of excitement, happiness and total bewilderment. I don't know how to express this really, but the start of 2020 was as normal. It was fine, working really hard, and then all of a sudden this big major thing happens and everything closes, everything stops, and I decided to make a YouTube channel to try and stay in contact with some of my family members that I wasn't able to be with, obviously. Especially wanting to do something hopefully that my niece and nephews would be interested in watching, even though the age range is quite massive with them.
But I didn't want them to forget about me.
I've been given tremendous support from my friends and family for doing these weird little videos. That's where the joys come from it really. I've been able to connect with people that I haven't connected with in a while. I've been able to make people laugh, which is a really important part of who I am. I like to make people laugh. I feel like if I'm making people laugh, I'm not making them heavier, I'm making them lighter. Bewilderment. Of course bewilderment. It's Corona. It's absolutely ravaged the world. It's crazy when you look at the barometers that tell you how many people have died from coronavirus. I'm so lucky, for now, touch wood, that nobody that I'm close to has died. And I really do count my blessings for how lucky I am that no one that I am close to has passed away. People that I know have passed away, but it hasn't hurt me in the same way it would if it was someone who was close to me, if that makes sense. It sounds a bit selfish, but I think that we can all relate to that in the given circumstances. The second thing that I've got on my list is friendship. It's really brought me closer to people that I didn't think it could. I've got friends that live really far away from me that I wasn't really in close contact with, that now I would consider these people an integral part of my life. I'm not going to list any names, but you definitely know who you are. Some people that are close proximity wise, I feel really sort of disconnected from them. Through no fault of our own, I guess it's just... There are obviously people that are close by that I am still close to. The next thing that I've got written down is Pidge. My dearest, my feathery son or daughter. We never knew what sex it was. Pidge brought me so much joy. Looking after Pidge was sort of, it gave us all something to focus on, and without Pidge I think that the time that we had with Pidge would have been so quiet and boring probably, but Pidge gave us all something to focus on, and I'll never forget the time that we've spent with Pidge, which sounds ridiculous, but it was very, very special. And I can still remember picking Pidge up and feeling Pidge's little claws hook over my hands, and I could feel its little heartbeat and just the heat of this incredibly soft animal. I never knew that pigeons would be so soft. I found a lot of joy in making art. Things like the paintings that I've done, the drawings that I've done, making clay, all little things like that have been really useful for me, again because it's trying to focus my time on doing something productive as opposed to just feeling a bit sad and disconnected. I'd sort of fallen out of love with creating, making art, doing crafts, because I'd run out of time. I didn't have time to do anything like that, but boy do I have time now, and I'm so thankful that I have been able to be supported by my workplace in the government for as long as I have, to stay at home and not be concerned, and being able to focus on things that sort of give me some equilibrium. So after all those deep things, something trivial please. Star Trek. Before lockdown, me and my boyfriend were watching Star Trek together, and it sort of rekindled my love for sci-fi that I had from when I was younger, because I used to watch Star Trek The Next Generation when I was a teenager.
Probably younger than a teenager, actually. I was probably quite young when I was watching it on daytime TV.
Yeah, again, being in lockdown, what are you gonna do? We're gonna watch Star Trek. I've watched Star Trek The Next Generation. I've watched most of the original Star Trek, but it's a bit boring now, and sexist, and racist, misogynistic. It hasn't aged well, let's put it that way. I tried to battle through, and I ended up realising that instead of watching the original Star Trek, I was like scrolling through Facebook and it was just on. I've watched all of Voyager, and I am balls deep in Deep Space Nine currently. I am a nerd. I always knew I was a nerd, but I'm a hard nerd now, really. It's been really fun getting inspired and thinking of things that you want to film and show people. And I know that, like, it's all small potatoes. I've got a nice little handful of subscribers and a nice little handful of people that watch my videos. I'm really surprised that people watch anything that I do, but knowing that people are rooting for me gives me the encouragement to carry on, and it inspires me to do different things and try different things. It's weird how when you, like, everything's stripped back and you've just got a clean slate, the responsibilities that you have are very, very basic. It gives you time to focus on things. I am frightened. I'm really scared that I am going to get coronavirus, and I'm going to spread it to the people that I care about. Thankfully, I've always been able to control my asthma, so as far as that's concerned, people wouldn't consider me high risk. I live with someone who is incredibly high risk. The fear for me is very real of, if I make a mistake, I could kill someone, or if I make a mistake, I could be very, very ill from this. So I have a lot of fear and anxiety around leaving the house, accepting parcels. I just don't want to go outside. There are places that I feel safe. I feel safe in, like, my family's gardens, you know, when you know what people are doing and it's enclosed. But I don't feel comfortable going inside people's houses. I don't think that the government is being very kind, but it is a Tory government. They're not known for being kind, are they? I'm lucky that I am in a position where I work that I am still needed. My imposter syndrome does kick in, and I feel like they're just going to get rid of me at any point, which is fine. If they do, even if they say to me, like, you're not necessary now, tomorrow, I would still feel incredibly grateful with the amount of time that I've been kept on furlough. But it would be nicer if they just give people the security of, if you're no longer needed at work, this is what you can have here. Have the living wage. I don't know. It'd just be nice if they helped people out a bit more. Recently, we were encouraged by our government that if you work in the arts, that you should try your hand at something else. I've already said it, but I'll say it again. YouTube has been really helpful to me to give me something to focus on that isn't just how rubbish everything is. And that wouldn't be possible if literally no one was watching, so I guess that's a big prop to you guys for continuing to watch this. I was always watching YouTube videos, like, people would say stuff like,
"Oh, I'm really sorry I didn't get a video out.
Just had a lot on and it's been really hard.
I didn't get time to edit it."
Yada yada yada.
and I was always like, I know that it's hard, it's not easy to do it, but also, like, how hard is it to do it? And now I know.
It's really hard.
It takes so much time to prepare for a video, film a video, edit a video, and I don't really do that much. I'm like a little teeny tiny baby who doesn't know what they're doing it. So all these people that vlog every day, how the hell do you vlog every day? That's madness.
Don't forget to subscribe.
What am I looking forward to when all of this gets back to normal? I'm looking forward to just going out and just like leaving the house and being like,
oh, I'm gonna go grab a coffee. I'm gonna grab a pasty from Greg's. Yum yum yum. I'm gonna go buy a new top. Look at this nice. It fits.
Poundland. I miss going to Poundland. I miss going to Primark, even though I know that you shouldn't shop at Primark. I'll go to a cafe. I miss going to cafes. I miss getting a nice latte. I miss Disneyland. I don't go to Disneyland every year.
Not on my income.
I love Disneyland Paris. That's my Disneyland Paris. It's just such a lovely, magical place to be. The way that I feel about the world at the minute, if I went to Disneyland, I wouldn't be excited. I would be scared, because I'm scared of everything. I don't like touching things that I know that other people have touched, because I know that I wash my hands. That's an impression of me washing hands. But I don't know what other people are doing. There's lots of people out there that don't give a poop. So the idea of going to Disneyland and like going on a ride where you have to hold a handle,
Woo!
no thank you. I'm fine, thank you. You know, when you go and get food, it's not as if it's like, here's a sanitising station, now go and eat. So like how would you do that? How would you stay clean? But yeah, so when things are back to normal, or, you know, have levelled out and everyone's safer, you know, there's been a vaccination, and you can go out and do things without being as concerned, then I'd like to go to Disneyland. When it was first like lockdown, you're not allowed to see anyone, you're not allowed to touch anyone, like no one do anything, no one see anyone, blah, 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 blah. That was fine. It was sad, but it was fine. I feel I am better if there are clear instructions. So
you're not allowed to see anyone, you're not allowed to go anywhere, you're not allowed to do anything. You can go out for 1 hour a day, that's it.
That's fine. I can do that. That's 100% cool. I know what the rules are. I know how to do it. Done. Difficulty comes now when the rules are like, you can go to a pub, but you're only allowed to have 6 people. Okay. You have to leave at 10 p.m. Okay. You're not allowed to go to people's houses. Now, you are allowed to go to people's houses. Now, you're only allowed to go to people's houses if there's 6 people or less. Just choose a rule and stick to it, as opposed to it just being so random. Even though this has been a really difficult time for everyone, it's been really hard in so very many ways. Overall, I feel very lucky to be in, obviously, the privileged situation that I'm in. I'm really, really lucky to be where I am. And I am very, very aware of that. I wonder if this time next year how things will have changed. Because right now, it's month 7. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in a year. Can you hug people? Can you hug people? Can you shake hands with people? Do you have to stay 2 meters apart? Do you still like doing spooky nail art? This is going to be a nightmare to edit. I think it'd be interesting to look back at this in a year and say what's different, what's changed. Has anything changed? I hope that a lot has changed. Are you still making videos? That's a big question. Well, I feel like one thing will remain throughout this, and that is, like this video if you liked it. Feel free to subscribe. Please leave anything in the comments below of things that you'd like to see me do in the future, because I'm going to have to do this for another year, otherwise this isn't going to make sense. So, if you have the time, write in the comments below things that you'd like to know the answer to next year. So a time capsule of a year, what sort of things would you be asking yourself, like what is going to happen in the future? And I, in a year's time, possibly, maybe, if I'm still doing this, I will do a reaction video to this video, and I will answer some of the questions that you write down below as well. Does that sound like a deal? Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I've been recording for a long time. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Mwah. I've also got some fun things lined up for the rest of October, which, if I play my cards right, I'll be able to achieve. I've done spooky nails because it's October, and I've done orange makeup, and I'm wearing a Skelly Bob t-shirt, and I'm using this rubbish background. Fun fact, we tried to iron this background, well, technically this background, the green boy, and it didn't really work out very well, so I'll insert a picture of this if we get that far.